To this a moment ago. I remember you on the other show, American Idol, 9 years ago, and you just said you didn't think you were that good on it. What was the difference between that experience in terms of your readiness and now, like what made you ready now? And what was the difference between the two experiences?
Well, the difference was 9 years of life, you know. I have
Was it 9 years?
9 years ago. I got married. I have a beautiful wife. She's provided me with 3 beautiful children, and things change.
She is really good looking. Now that you say, I'm not to embarrass you, but you're really
She married
pretty
up.
girl.
You don't have to tell her that, Blake. She knows that. That's a joke, guys. It's a joke. Take one look at her, you know I'm kidding. So, anyway, man, I just had to live a little bit and become a better person. And my wife and I have been playing a lot the last 5 years in Texas, trying to figure out how we could, you know, get recognized. And we've been working really hard. And I mean, we just worked really hard together to achieve this dream. And it's really been her motivation that's gotten me up here to this point right now. I can't tell you how much she means to me, and how thankful I am that she's here in my life. And really the difference was probably her, not me at all. So there's your answer.
Real quick follow-up. Did you have any trepidation about doing the TV competition thing again?
I didn't want to do it. The reason I didn't want to do it is because I was scared of the failure. I knew that if I came out here and tried out for this show and made it on and then got bumped off, I couldn't really go back to Texas and sell myself to radio and that whole red dirt scene, which is a really tight circuit to even get into. So I knew that there was a large risk, maybe that I just would have to give it up, period, you know. But after discussing it with my wife and doing a lot of praying on it, I decided to do that, to go ahead and try out. And I used my children as my motivation to let them see that, you know, I'm a 38-year-old man, but if you believe in a dream and you work hard to try to achieve it, then, you know, anything is possible. Just never give up on your passions, as a great lesson I think we can all learn here. It's about that simple.
Sundance, over here. Could you talk a little bit more about that, getting the victory now rather than maybe a decade ago, and if it means something different?
Well, I wasn't ready for this 10 years ago, and I know that now. Looking back, I thought I was some kind of hotshot, that I should have won everything, you know. But at this point, I've learned to be quiet and listen to what's going on, and try to learn from everybody around me, rather than walking into the room and thinking that I have all the answers and look at me, that whole kind of thing.
And just a quick follow-up. Blake talked about thinking a bit about what kind of album, but do you have any thoughts? You talked about it would be for everybody, but any thoughts musically?
You know, we have a hard time figuring out what we are as a record and musically, period. I like so many different things. So we had to create a genre back in Texas to be able to sell our records and get on the chart and be recognized by those folks. And we call it Soul Country. That's the name of the record that I have out right now. We just released before we came onto the show. It's got a bunch of wonderful songs on it, and Darling Don't Go is one of them. It was nominated for Song of the Year back in Texas. Yeah, so I know what I want it to sound like, and I know how to make it sound that way. As far as what people call it when they hear it, I'm just going to have to leave that up for your interpretation, and hopefully you can receive my music well in your heart, and it can make a difference. That's the most important thing to me.
Another question over here. Hi, Blake. Hi, this question is for Blake. Congratulations for both of you. I think I can speak for a lot of us when we were watching the show backstage, and Blake, the bit you did with Miley where you were dressing up and she was wearing the exact same thing. Can you talk about what went into that? Whose idea was that? Who convinced you to do that?
There's a producer that works on the show named Lee Metzger, who I'm going to kill. Who over the years has had me doing everything from dancing to the Footloose soundtrack to wearing Miley's clothes and all these things that, he's always like, it's going to be so funny. And he knows that I drink. And he knows how to time it also, as far as within the day. And so I agreed to a lot of stuff at the end of the day. And I do a lot of stuff at the end of the day here. And it airs on national television. And I hope you like it, by the way, because it could be the difference in whether he lives or not. That's it. Okay, he'll make it another year then. So, yeah.
Hi, Evelyn Lorena from New Music Buzz. This is kind of a musical question for both of you. Sundance, I'm interested in hearing from you what unexpected genre that people wouldn't expect from you would you want to explore or work with in the future, or even an artist? And Blake, what would you like to see from Sundance?
That's a good question. I think I'll start off by just telling you all this right now before we go any further with anything, is that the most important thing to me is to create music that when you listen to it, you know it's Sundance Head. Whatever you decide that it is going to be up to you guys, but I really want to have the opportunity to write songs, create records, and I don't want to have to be put into a genre, as it were. I would just like to make great music, and that's always been my goal, and that's what we've always tried to do. And I hope that the record label is going to see that I do have a view on the way things I think should be for me, and everything that I do, every decision that I make it with my wife and my family, and that's the most important thing to me. And just want to make music that you enjoy. That's about it. I wouldn't have a problem making a record that would have a Cajun song on it, and then maybe a bluegrass song, maybe a blues song. I know that the record labels want you to pick something and stick to it, and let's be honest, I'll do whatever they say. But I just want to let you guys know where I'm at in my heart, which is I just want you to be able to hear a song on the radio, and I don't care if you're listening to a country station, a gospel station, or an R&B station, and know right away that that's Sundance Head. That's my goal.
Hey guys, over here. Mertz from Inside Pulse. This question is for both of you.
Sorry, it was hard to notice you back there, but now I see you. Yeah.
You remember me from the karaoke.
Yeah. Got you now.
So Sundance, was there a moment when you realized you had this thing won? And similar to you, Blake, was there a moment when you realized Sundance had this thing won?
I thought for sure that Way was going to win. I've been pulling for her the whole time. I think that she's extremely talented, and if there's any way that I could work with her in the future, I would love to be able to do that. She's got a wonderful family. I've spent a lot of time with her dad, Mac, who's one of the most amazing people in the world. So I thought she was going to win. I voted for her last night 10 times.
My moment was, and I had this question earlier, when Adam came to me and said, "I bet you Sundance is going to win," and I took the bet. Because I realized, like, wow, if he's this, because he's so competitive, I thought, I'm taking this bet because I can't lose here either. If Sundance wins, if I got to give $1,000, you damn right I'll give that. If he doesn't win, at least I got $1,000 out of it. So I'm $1,000 poorer, but I'm sitting here next to the winner of The Voice, and that's pretty exciting. So